Today we have a piece of, I don't know what. I'm pretty sure I got this from Arland Sanborn. Arland, maybe you can chime in here and let me know if this is from you. Also, maybe you can let me know what in the heck it is. I've just come from the bandsaw, just cleaned it up a little bit, trying to get the cracks off the ends and whatnot. And speaking of cracks on the ends, it looks like probably some kind of fruit wood, and it gave my bandsaw kind of a hard time, so it's a real hard wood. So I don't know, we'll figure it out. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, as we like to say here at Shady Acres Wood Shop. Howdy. Let's take a closer look at it. The piece is about 7.5 by 8.5 by 3.5 inches thick on one end and 4 inches thick on the other end. I just don't know what it is. What do you think? Any idea? I originally thought it was cherry, but it doesn't look like cherry color. The bark is similar to cherry. It's heavy as all get out. I measured it at 12% moisture content, so it only gets about 10% around here, so that's pretty dry for us. You can see I've marked a hole in the center there for my woodworm screw. I'm gonna take this to the drill press, drill a flat spot for my chuck jaws to set against, drill a hole for that woodworm screw, get it mounted up on the lathe, and we'll get to turning. There's the flat spot, there's the hole, and there's the woodworm screw. And there, we're ready to go. And go we will, tomorrow. Haha, late in the day already, so I'm all fresh and ready in the morning. I'll see you then. 80 degrees and sunny yesterday, 60 and rain today. Oh well, that's life in the Pacific Northwest. We're going to be turning at 600 RPM. I'm going to start from the top side down, going this direction towards you to try and keep the bark on. I'm going to be using a 5/8 inch bowl gouge, mask and face shield on. Now I'm going to go sharpen up. Boy, this is one tough piece of wood. Still don't know what it is. Just trying to get it round here. Maybe I'll just work on that part. And I think I've rounded up the edge enough that I can start coming the other way. Get a cleaner cut, a lot easier work. Okay, we're round, but that's just plain ugly, isn't it? I'll come back down here to the bottom and start doing something. Well, that looks better. We're not done yet. I'm going to flatten off the bottom, put a tenon or recess on there, and then finish up the profile. Or maybe I can pick the speed up too. Let's see. About 750. Tenon or a recess, tenon or a recess, tenon or a recess. Recess it is, and for that I'm going to use a 1/2 inch bowl gouge. Now I'm going to use my recess tool, put a dovetail on the side here. That looks pretty good. Nice dovetail. Okay, now I'm going to move back over here to the side profile and finish it up. Time for sanding. I'm often asked, Phil, why do you sand in reverse? Because there's cracks here, it's easily shown why. My answer is always because when we turn wood, the wood's spinning this way, so we're pushing the wood fibers that way. And with the cracks here, you can clearly see that. So when we sand in reverse, sandpaper's here, it comes along and it picks those up. And it cuts them off. And so sanding is a lot faster and cleaner sanding in reverse. However, this is the first lathe I ever had that had reverse, so I always sanded forward, and it takes longer to get rid of those because the sandpaper will just push it away until finally it wears it away, and then it'll clean it up. But you're still, there's fibers here that are going that way. If I run my finger this way, it's way smooth. If I come this way, I can feel those fibers, even though you can't see them. I can feel them even where there's not cracks. Go this way, nice and smooth. Come this way, rough. So I just wanted to show you that. That's why. If your lathe won't sand in reverse, you got two choices. Sand forward, or stand on that side of the lathe, the back side of the lathe. Now it's spinning away from you. It's spinning forward here, but it's spinning away from you when you're back there. So you can stand on the back side and accomplish the same thing. It's an option. I just wanted to show that. I have shown this before, but there you go. That's the reason you sand in reverse. So with that in mind, I'll be starting the sanding at 80 grit with my 2-inch disc, lathe spinning in reverse at about 350 RPM, and I'll show you what that looks like as soon as I get my mask on. I'm not prepared for this, so I'm not going to show it to you, but I also will be sanding with my Sandoflex 180 grit, and I'll be sanding the bark along the top edge here. So I'll bring you back here in a bit and we'll put some kind of finish on there. See you in a bit. This doesn't look like it's going to pop to me. The grain and color look familiar to me as if I've turned it before, but I still don't know what it is. And these cracks along the top edge here indicate to me it's some kind of fruit wood, but I suppose there's other wood that might crack like that. So hopefully Arland will give us a clue what it is. He probably told me at the time. I hope he remembers. I kind of wish I would have used a tenon instead of a recess, since I can't get the speed over 700 RPM. I think it might be gonna give me a hard time on the inside. It's about as round as I can possibly get it, but it does have high and low points, so that accounts for the out of balance. And I just think a tenon is stronger than a recess. I'm not sure why I did a recess this time. Just one of those things. If it falls out of the chuck, I can always rebuild it. Turn it into a tenon. Well, it's not ugly. It's just maybe isn't gorgeous yet. But it might be once it's buffed and cleaned up. And I did sand the bark. And I'm sorry I didn't show it this time, but of course I've shown it hundreds of times. So now I'm just applying, oh, this is, sorry, this is sanding sealer I'm applying. And I'm putting it on the bark up here. And I know you can't see that part. That'll make quite a difference in what this looks like. But not until you can see the top, which will be tomorrow. So there you have it. That's pretty much what it's going to look like. I'll put on another coat of this and 2 coats of shellac. I'll turn it around and bring you back and we'll start working on the inside. See you tomorrow. I've got a beautiful finish on the outside. I'm really happy with that. I've turned the piece around and have the chuck jaws expanded into the recess. We're going to be turning at 740 RPM, 5/8 inch bowl gouge, mask, and face shield on. We'll just see how that looks thickness wise. Looks okay. I might go thinner, but for now I'm going to leave it. Yeah, it might be just a tad too thick. There's something in there, maybe this, just giving me a hard time. A knot, I guess. But I'm pretty happy with that thickness. I'm gonna go sharpen up. Sure wish I knew what this wood was, or is. I don't know. Maybe it's not even a fruit wood, but it sure looks like it with these cracks. That's just the way fruit woods are. I'm gonna get in here and do a little shear scraping, I guess. Yeah, that's better. We'll get rid of this middle so we can measure the thickness of the bottom. Oh well, we still got almost an inch. I'm gonna go sharpen up. I should have done this earlier, but I'm going to take down the thickness just a little bit more than it is. Not much. Yeah, good job, Phil. That looks much better. It was only about 1/8 of an inch, but mucho better. Oh, just about there. I'm going to use my negative rake scraper and scrape. That'll do it. Time for sanding. I've got the piece spinning in reverse at 350 RPM. I'm starting the sanding at 80 grit on my 2-inch disc. I'm going to work up through 400. I'll bring you back in a bit and we'll put some sanding sealer on there. See you in a bit. Well, I guess I'm ready to give up on the idea that this is fruit wood. It just doesn't look like any fruit wood that I've turned, and I've turned quite a bit. The only thing is these cracks near the top. So maybe I'm leaning towards black locust or something like that. I'm almost certain I've turned it before. Seems harder than most fruit wood, I guess. I know I had to sharpen quite a little bit. The piece sanded up really smooth. Real happy with that. Gonna go over the bark here just a little bit. Might have got bumped during sanding. Bring that color back. My recess held up real good, so I'm very happy about that. It's only barely 1/8 of an inch deep, but because it's a dovetail, it hangs on pretty dang good. Alright, well that's pretty much what it's going to look like. And I'll put on another coat of this, 2 coats of shellac. I'll bring it back and we'll take a good look at this thing sitting upright. See you in a bit. Be sure you stick around to the end of the video so you can see the before and after shots of this piece. If you'd share the video, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Well, here it is. One I don't know bowl in the books. And it's a beauty. Be sure you chime in here, Arland, and let me know what is this wood that you brought me. The finish is perfect. The shape, I think, is a perfect live edge bowl. There's the bottom all finished up. I didn't put the kind of wood, I'm waiting for Arland, but I saved room for it on there. Hope you enjoyed the video. It was fun to do. Thank you, Arland Sanborn, for sending this along, or bringing this along, for all to enjoy. If you like this video, thumbs up please, I'd sure appreciate it. If you're a subscriber, thank you very kindly. I truly appreciate that. If you're not a subscriber, you might consider becoming one. I put out regular videos about one a week, and I'd like to keep in touch. I truly appreciate that you took some time to spend with me today. It means a lot to me. I'm looking forward to your comments. So for now, this is Phil, Shady Acres Woodshop, signing off.